Garcia is on away on business and will be in at noon. So if things get heated, we might have a fourth, but I doubt that's going to happen. So all legal notices have been duly posted and the court's duly called. Do we have a motion to open court?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Hearing none, bailiff, please open court.
Please rise. Dallas County Commissioners Court is now in session for the October 2011 term with the Honorable Clay Lewis Jenkins presiding. Please remain standing for the invocation.
And our invocation today will be given by a guest of me. It is my friend, Reverend Elsie Owen Jr., native of Torrance, Texas. He's married to Reverend Dr. Jeanette Dell Owen and been married for 35 years and have 3 adult children. Reverend Owen received his undergraduate degree at the University of Santa Clara and master's degree at the Brighton Business School at TCU. He's currently pursuing doctoral studies at Austin Presbyterian Theological Seminary. Reverend Owen is an ordained elder at the United Methodist Church and is currently a member in full connection with the North Texas Conference of the United Methodist Church. He's currently senior pastor at St. Paul's United Methodist Church in Dallas, and he was the interim pastor at Church of the Disciple in Christian. And he's friends with my father. So we're honored to have you here.
It's an honor to be here. It truly is. And so, let us pray. Gracious and everlasting Lord God, we thank you, Lord. We just pause in the busyness of the day with all of our to-do schedules and all of our list. We pause. And we say thank you. We thank you, Almighty God, for the work and for the responsibilities that you have entrusted this body with. We pray, Lord, that you would give us the courage and the strength that we need to be about the business of your county. We pray, Lord, that you would help each and every one of those who are gathered here, these leaders. We pray, Lord, that you would help them to remember that they are about caring for all of your children, especially the weak, especially the poor, the powerless, the homeless and the hungry, especially the sick and the elderly, Lord. We pray that you would grant them the clarity and the vision that they need in their deliberations and their decisions. And we pray that you would grant them the courage that they need to govern with justice and with compassion. So we pray now your blessings on all of these leaders that are gathered here, all of the staff that support them, and that the work that they do will somehow be pleasing to you. In the name of Jesus, who is our risen Savior. Amen. Amen.
Welcome to this meeting of the Dallas County Commissioners Court. Today we consider items on our personal agenda and a recess for the court's county work session. We'll hear from the registered speakers, and then we'll convene in a closed session as allowed by law. We have one resolution this morning asking Commissioner
Judge and Commissioner, we have a resolution from Pamela Hoover, who's been 25 years. Dallas County is going to be presented. I'll be presenting tomorrow at a special ceremony for her, so I'll need this adoption.
all those in favor? And the motion carries. Next, we'll consider our consent agenda. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next item is the bids, and motion on bids. Second. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. Next, we'll consider Court Orders 10 to 42, and A1 with a corrected 42.
Pulling 13 and 32. Pulling 13 and 32. Move court order. All orders 10 through 42. A1. those two court orders, 13 and 32.
No substitute 31.
No, the substitute with a corrected 42. Is that the motion?
I had a substitute with 31. That, there we had a substitute 31. Substitute 31.
Okay, let's clarify the motion then. Is that
The substitute 31.
So 10, 30, 42, and 81, excluding quarters 13 and 32, we got corrected 42.
Can you move back what you have?
It was 13 and 32. 17 and 31, correction for 40.
All right, and that's Commissioner Price's motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Okay, we're now ready for a briefing session. Take it away, Carol.
The first item is a presentation by Commissioner Price on the community service program.
My colleague, just the nature of this is about how the judges really, and the district attorneys and all have participated in this whole area of community service. You have in your packet what we consider to be probably part of what community service does. We basically substituted with about an $800,000 infusion from this court. We basically taken and supplemented services that historically purchasing would have to do. And given that, we made about an $800,000 infusion, and we probably saved the county in excess of over $2 million. That does not count the cost that we have saved in diverting individuals from the Dallas County Jail. When you look at the dollars that we've invested in this particular program, I think that what the court will find is it's money well spent. And the reason we wanted to say thank you to all the judges, because when the judges started using R&B forces as opposed to the volunteer center, the taxpayers of Dallas County became the real beneficiary of this infusion. Just at the National Cemetery alone, Dallas County has invested over $250,000 in that cemetery annually in terms of being able to maintain the cemetery. This is a 7-day-a-week program, and we continue to find opportunities to continue to support this particular program. Over the past weekend, we were working the judges' parking lot. I think the last 2 weeks ago, there was an item on the agenda that we had a bid for about $2,500 to do the judges' parking lot. Forces came in this past weekend, and we probably spent something in excess of about $500 to do that block. When you talk about that, when you talk about the courtroom, the Merle Hartman courtroom, we had a bid of about $10,000 with regards to that particular courtroom to do some repair work. And that the courtroom was going to be down for a substantial amount of time. Our forces will come in and complete that courtroom within a probably 3-week period and at a cost of about $4,000. So I think still that you continue to see the value of community service, and it's been a great investment. The district attorney's office has now become very much aware of this program, and they're saying that they're looking for opportunities and ways to continue to give individuals community service. We average about 100 to 110 individuals a day that we are diverting from the system. Right now, I think our numbers are down to about 70 only because during the fair, we usually experience the fact that individuals usually go to the fair to do part-time work, and therefore show up later for their community service. Also, truancy is an integral part of this whole effort. We can only do truants primarily on the weekend, and we did have some issues, but between the county judge's office and the staff, we have now taken and allayed all of those concerns with regards to truants. So truants are showing up on the weekend, and of course we do not allow truants to deal with heavy equipment or any of our, even our light equipment. They're primarily being used for recycling, which last year I think brought in about $65,000. Working on different recycling along. So you've got a great staff. It's 7 days a week, and keep in mind the way the law reads. This is not only Dallas County. Individuals who live in Dallas County get a case in another county, they can come to Dallas County and perform community service work. And so this has continued to be a program that we have received great value, and just thought the court needs to be advised. Keep in mind that $2 million value that we think we're receiving is at what we call minimum wage. That's $7.25 that per hour that these individuals are returning to Dallas County. So all of the moving, all of the lawn care services, all of the painting with regards to all of our detention facilities, the courthouses, millions of square feet. I think that we have 110 properties, if I am correct, and that includes lease properties. 110 properties is what we have, and we maintain all of those. At the time that we moved painting into that area in the community service, we have no more painters, but we now have approximately a crew of 6 helpers per painter. And as a result, we basically caught up with all the painting for the most part in Dallas County. So I just want the court to understand that $800,000 investment, not counting the diversion from the jail, has accrued to about $2 million for the citizens, the taxpayers of Dallas County. We even had to purchase 4 buses in order to transport individuals because the vans were not cost effective, and that has worked out fine. So between demolition projects and the jail, painting projects, all those projects that normally we would be bidding, those projects are now being handled by community service. And of course, we would be aware of that. Okay.
One of the things that's hard to calculate in that is, speaking to the truancy judges and also the justice of the peace, they assign them to community service, and after 1 day of work, because those guys really work hard, they end up going in and paying their fine. And when they do that, it certainly adds back to the coffers of Dallas County. One of the things that probably goes unnoticed about a program like this is it's really a management nightmare, because people cycle in and out on a daily basis, and getting there at 6:30 in the morning, having those people get there at 6:30 in the morning is sometimes a challenge, and then supervising them is a challenge. And like Commissioner Price said, it's a 7-day-a-week thing. So, Commissioner, I appreciate the time and effort that you put in it, Steve Mize and all of his supervisors. You know, out there at my road and bridge, we have a lot of landscape opportunities for the crews, and you know, they're out there working hard, and it's a tough job. But we've saved thousands of dollars just on that one contract alone. So when you look at the moving and painting and everything else that you can work into, it's real value to Dallas County, and we appreciate your time and effort.
Well, and I really appreciate the judges. I think Judge Francis called over the weekend, and I think I CC'd everybody on the level. He had 65 individuals that he had some concerns about, and he wanted them returned to the jail. We worked with Judge Francis, and as such, We've got projects in District 3, Deadline, he wanted them all to basically stay together on one project and to work one project. So we created a bus that made sure that they're working what we call the Deadline crew for the next few weeks. And so it's that kind of opportunity, and we really appreciate the judges working with that. It's almost tantamount to alternative sentencing, and we're hoping that the judges will continue to embrace that going forward. But we appreciate the opportunity to work with our population. Right now, I think the midnight count is about 6,400, right at 6,400. See it right in front of me. It's going to be imperative in terms of us continuing to manage this budget and keeping in mind public safety, that we get that population done around 6.
What probably needs to understand is these individuals could set that out at $150 a day and do nothing, or be out there working for minimum wage. So
Exactly. We go out and basically say we appreciate their service, and they are showing up. Well, it's a nightmare, the logistical nightmare is the reporting we have to do to CSCD back to the judges, because they basically demand that we are able to display for them the service that is being performed in hours, and so it's early a county nightmare, but we make it work. So we just want to say thank you to the judges.
and
Yeah, I want to say thank you to you, because when it comes to the kids from my trust report, even if this costs money, which it doesn't, it saves the taxpayers money, the dignity and work and the lessons that they're learning is worth it costing us. So it's a good program for the kids, and it's a good program for the taxpayers as
I
well.
think Ryan validated those numbers. I was looking for Steve. I thought they were here, but maybe they're out on the crew somewhere. But Ryan validated those numbers, and at the end of the day, they're real costs. Those are contracts that traditionally purchasing, put on the street, whether we're moving courtrooms, rebuilding courtrooms, painting, all of that. Those are real true dollars to the bottom line. So.
Mr. Price, I inspected their work the other day at one of the places, and it's really nice. They did a good job painting the skirt.
Thank you, Commissioner. Item 2, Health and Human Services. 2A, recommends approval of fiscal year 2011 Ryan White FAA's Treatment Extension Act, Part A formula funds and service providers listed in attachment A in your briefing. Item 2B, recommends approval of fiscal year 2011 Ryan White Part B formula funds and service providers listed in attachment A in your briefing. 2C, recommends approval of fiscal year 2011 Part A formula and Part A supplemental administrative agency and quality management budgets as outlined in attachment A in your briefing. And 2E, recommends approval of the Department of State Health Services contract HIV prevention plan. Item 3, juvenile. 3A, recommends approval of the contracts included in your briefing for residential services with the existing residential service providers listed in attachment 2 in your briefing for fiscal year 2012. Excuse me. 3B, recommends renewal of the existing non-residential services contract with the 6 providers listed in your briefing for fiscal year 2012. 3C, recommends renewal of the interlocal agreement with UTSW, Southwestern Medical Center, through August 31st, 2012, in an amount not to exceed $54,000. Item 3D, recommends approval of the contract with Justice Benefits, Inc., to process Title 48 and enhance administrative programs. And 3E, recommends renewal of the contract with Dallas MetroCare Services for 1 year for in-home services. Item 4, Sheriff recommends the donation of unclaimed and stray donkeys to the Peaceful Valley Donkey Rescue Satellite Adoption Center in Dublin, Texas.
Tony King is here.
You didn't been donkeys, it'd be
Item 5, Human Resources, recommends approval of
Until they miss Ken Mayfield.
believe me, I reckon could never show that.
Item 5, Human Resources, recommends approval of attachment A from the court acknowledging Mr. Price's participation in the Special Civil Service Commission. Item 6, tax assessment.
No relation.
No question. No relation. Tax assessor collector. Item 6, recommends approval of contract with Cardwell Chevrolet, Q Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Fiat, and Q Chevrolet for point of sale lease equipment. Item 7, IT. 7A.
I do want to comment on that. And again, we continue to talk about being creative and all, and I want to thank Mr. Ames for continuing to understand and make customer service, accessible. Not only that, I think it benefits us as well. And I just appreciate it. At some point in time, and I know you do the newsletter, but you need to talk about probably the clerk, exactly what you've done for the last several years. And this is one of those initiatives, so really appreciate it.
It's huge and it has a tremendous impact on the volume of work that goes through the downtown office as well as the satellite.
Right.
Great, congratulations.
Item 7A, information technology, that quarter is on the formal agenda.
Yeah, I just want to thank Vic and Rodney. This is the first step. It's a major step towards getting us where we need to be IT-wise. It's the first step. I mean, we have a lot of steps to take, but certainly I think this is going to give us the confidence in Dallas County of what we need to go forward in IT. So thank you all very much.
And I want to add to that, but again, leadership makes all the difference, Mr. Chairman. I really appreciate the fact, and yesterday I was trying to take the numbers and continue, make the numbers work, but they straighten me out real quick in terms of the appropriation, but this is major. What we experienced, and I know Stickton wasn't here, but let me just tell you, when that 8-inch water line burst, Dallas County went into town. It's just unbelievable that we were no more prepared than that. And so,
And when the heat went up.
I saw the piece with the watches of the heat. But that water line was able to read it down for a minute. So I just want to say, thank you as well for the leadership and getting that IT.
Yeah, I want to echo that and thank you, Commissioner Cantrell, for leadership sharing that. IT situation we have now is just an untenable situation. Technology is incredibly old. And I think this, I wanted to call on Stanley to kind of take us through the numbers because it illustrates not only I think Gerald won't with me. We're up there handing out water to people as they put makeshift sprinklers on our air conditioners to keep the whole thing from shutting down this summer. We got a mainframe that has important information on it that's no longer supportable. But and you can recall in the bond forfeiture, it took us a week to get basic information on issues because of our IT challenges. But we're addressing that not only with this move to the state-of-the-art facility, but also there's a tremendous amount of cost savings embedded in that. So take us kind of through that, what that would cost, and then how inefficiently we would have, what that spread is.
Yes, sir. Certainly, I think the Commissioner's Court has rightly adjudged that information and information access is pretty critical to the way the county governments does business as well as aspects of the county government's administration and operations. Obviously, events of September of 2010 showed just how vital access to information typically really is and how much we need to make sure we can safeguard those systems. Obviously, there's a cost involved with basically going to the do a data center per se, but obviously it's really not per se a cost, but more of an investment. Really over it's like $6 million typically over a period of time. But what happens is that because of some of the other projects we typically are doing, we typically only have about a little less than $900,000 over a 5-year period. And basically in the 6th year, you basically recoup your dollars altogether. We basically coupled the data center relocation project with a couple of the applications projects to offload the applications from the county's mainframe. So certainly it's we certainly thank the court for its support on this particular effort, specifically Commissioner Cantrell's guidance as well as Mr. Martin's guidance, but certainly also Rodney Christian for his work as far as researching the actual, managing the actual project to fruition.
Colonel, I guess at the end of the day, though, I know it's really challenging, and I've seen you guys have started, prioritize in terms of what's going on. But if you had to put a number on in terms of where we are, I know when they say most technology has about an 18-month life. How far in rear is all in light years?
And in light years, I'd have to,
That's a
we are,
You're going to be seeing the price tag come forward here in the next few weeks. So get ready. So I'm glad everybody believes that we're that far back,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll have money to move forward.
we obviously have some work to do as far as the investments that typically need to be made, specifically for a county like Dallas County. Obviously, not only one of the largest counties in the state, but obviously one of the largest counties in the country. So certainly there are some things we typically do to make an investment that goes and actually move us a little closer to what I think the Commission's for wants us to be.
But it's these kind of things that, by going off-site for hosting for $900,000 over a 5-year period, when just looking at what we're looking at for backup site, that's just for backup site, it's over $2 billion. So it's a great value.
So again, based upon the cost that we typically avoid, based upon by moving forward with this particular project, we're typically looking at over the 6 year, and actually now actually saving dollars actually based upon the cost avoidance.
Well, that's really important, but it's about securing our information, having it readily accessible. When you talk about the big price tag that we're going to see, I think the bond forfeiture situation illustrates there can be money that's out there that because of our information vulnerabilities, our inability to access information because we haven't invested adequately in keeping up with the times, we can't even find some of that information. So this is it's the foundation of building a better government. We have to have access to our information. And that's what you're doing for us. So yes, it is going to be expensive, and it is going to take some time to get us to where we should have been for some time, but we've got to do it.
Information and information technology is really foundational to all that we typically do. We don't see too many Remington typewriters in that more in our environment. And so certainly there's obviously some investments that the Commission's Court can obviously make, and certainly will come forth with those recommendations in the near future.
For this side, just one more thing, this side guarantees 5 nines. So if you're up 99.999% of the time, I think that's 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Some 5 minutes and 20 seconds. That's the most downtime it's guaranteed.
And it also means Rodney does not have to go on the roof when it's like 130 up there. And they'll put up an air conditioner.
We're not taking more on the table.
Good job, Rodney.
Item 7B, recommends approval of funding of the implementation of the ARM-based project for the Sheriff's Data Management Unit. Item 8, Public Works. 8A, recommends approval of payment in amount not to exceed $146,000 for the State Highway 161 project. Item 8B, recommends approval of award construction contract to Estrada Concrete Company and approval of additional funding needed for the construction of the Keyswood Trail. Item 9, Planning and Development recommends increase in its participation in Cedars 10th District from 65% to 75% for an additional 10 years, or until the net present value contribution reaches $4.1 million.
Rick?
Yes, sir.
There's a spread, 10%. Does it really get us, does it really buy the value?
I think so in this case, Commissioner. The Cedars, for really the first 12 years of its existence, has done nothing.
Right.
It's only been the last few years that you've begun to see the development in and around the south side and the new police station. Matthew Southwest and a couple of other developers have now said that they're prepared to go forward on some very large-scale projects, not little 50-unit ones, but we're talking 100, 200, 300-unit projects that could substantially change that area. The only way those projects are going to come online is if you have the TIF mechanism in place by which you can provide the infrastructure and the other additional amenities that'll make that development be something different. If you look at the numbers right now, if we don't participate and this development never happens, we're not going to make that much money. It's just going to be the way it's going to be for the next 10, 20 years. If we do participate and we participate at the recommended levels, the amount we'll contribute, the additional money that we will still generate from this new development while we continue our participation will actually be the same as if the TIF district expired and nothing happened. So at the end of 10 years, we could be looking at finally having the Cedars look like something like, not necessarily City Place, but let's say State Thomas, or some of the other TIF areas that have been very successful.
And if we didn't, I'm for doing it, if we didn't do it, how much money is it costing us to just, we stop right now, just took our money and let development stall? What's the,
What is anticipated is that over a 10-year period, we'd be contributing about $3 to $4 million.
and if we stop the TIF now and just start collecting our money,
We get about $1.4 million over the next 10 years. Period.
right?
And we'll get $1.4 million over the next 10 years with the additional.
Yeah, I've got, it's near and dear to my heart because I lived there for 8 years. I think Jack Matthews has done what he said he would do, every time. So, I think this is.
I just wanted to spread.
A lot of times when we have these proposals, you really are crystal balling, and anybody's guess is as good as others. On this one, the prospects are so bleak without it that the risk to us of participating is very minimal.
But,
Parking is about 800,000. Parking is about 800,000.
Parkland will not be part of the extension.
Right. That's what I mean. They're in a 800,000 regardless.
Right.
Item 10, auditor, that court order was on your formal agenda. Item 11, purchasing. 11A, recommends approval of discretionary exemption to the competitive procurement process for the purchase of the APIS system from APIX Technologies. Item 11B, recommends approval of the RFQ for IDIQ right-of-way acquisition services and authorized purchase and advertised solicitation in accordance with local procurement laws. Item 12, budget. You have the conference travel training request under item A. And item B, hiring fees exceptions in the county clerk, district attorney, constable precincts 1, 3, and 5, criminal magistrate, and the public defender. Item 12C, recommend approval of agreement for truancy court funding with the Harmony Science Waco School. 12D, recommend approval of the Attached Public Information Act sign approved by the Attorney General's Office for prominent display in designated areas. And 12E, recommend submission of the list of fire marshal grant applications. Judge, if there are no questions or information miscellaneous, you have one speaker listed.
All Commissioners Court attendees are hereby advised that this meeting is conducted in accordance with the provisions of the Dallas County Code, Section 74-71. Visitors and registered speakers are to preserve order in the court at all times. Personal, profane, or slanderous remarks are not appropriate and will not be allowed at any time during this public meeting. Any and all applause is to be kept brief in observance of time constraints. Disruptive visitors and/or registered speakers may be removed and are subject to the penalties provided in the State of Texas Penal Code, Sections 38.13, 42.01, and 42.05. Registered individual speakers are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes, and the maximum discussion of any one topic is limited to 30 minutes.
All right, and our one speaker today is J.D. Daniels, 9-Hawk investigation.
This is in regards to process, sir.
And I'm sorry, just for our rules, you'll state your address, please, when you start. Name and address, and then I'll hear from you.
J.D. Daniels, 330 Oak Trails, Mesquite, Texas.
Thank you, sir.
My name is J.D. Daniels. I'm the marketing director for Nighthawk Investigations. We're a Class A licensed private investigation firm. We've been in business since '95. We are an accredited investigation firm with the Better Business Bureau. And as far as processing, we we've never considered any state. If there's a decision to outsource your process, I would like that to be considered as appropriate.
That's all. And we'll, thank you for that, sir.
Now,
You want to turn something over to you?
Sure. Yeah, that's our purchasing agent right there. And please. Bring it. Yeah, when it comes to
We don't have the authority to direct the contract, but there certainly are times where private attorneys want private contracts.
Right, well, but that's up in comment on him. I don't want him to leave here said nobody responded. But we don't have that authority, Mr. Daniels. And of course, if you've been kind of keeping up, I think the last process service that appeared before the court, I refer them to HB 79, Article 5. And that's going to be entirely within the marketplace, what happens with process service. And that includes us, basically. And the only thing that it will continue to lodge within the law enforcement community, the RICs. But in terms of process service, like I said, I refer you to HB 79, Article 5. The Supreme Court, I think, has now appointed that committee, and they're in the process of assembling the rules, promulgating the rules with regards to FD&Ds, which is the only thing that's left out there in terms of law enforcement having the right to service. So that's not within our purview. It's entirely within the marketplace.
Thank you, sir. Would you mind to talk to the department manager?
Yeah, department.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but when they say park managers, talk to their association, I think would be a good person. All right, well, that's our only speaker.
And Mr. Myers, I'm sure you're going to be able to see that he appeared. So we just basically said thank you.
We said a lot of good things about you, but we can't repeat.
It's come a long way. When I first took over, there was, including myself, there was 3 of us, and at 15 we thought we had a big day. And today there's currently 24 county employees, and the average probably 85 clients a day. It's come a long way, we've got a lot of benefits out of it.
Good job, because it's,
Thanks.
I told Corey, it's a management nightmare.
Everybody's helping. What I'd say, if any department has need any extra help, they'll contact us. We furnish a lot of people to help.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. They don't realize that it's we're charged in the department. So.
And I didn't say earlier, Mr. Warren, the clerks have taken on a number of individuals in terms of archiving
And the secretary uses a lot.
so
It's
it's
a lot of folks. The more we can get placed somewhere else, we don't have to source it outside like what we do with the cemetery and stuff like that, but they're using in-house.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the court is now reconvening the public session with recess for its closed session as authorized by Chapter 52 of the Texas Government Code as previously posted. Any action as a result of the closed session will take place in the subsequent open session.
Thank you.